and welcome to day 3 of the Art of Discovering You 30-day video challenge. I am challenging myself to do a video a day for the next 30 days. Let's talk about the blue rose method and how you discover your hidden potential, how you find your blue rose. Now imagine this. You're standing in a garden filled with beautiful blue roses. Then, no. Hello, welcome to day 3 of my 30-day Art of Discovering You challenge. I've challenged myself to do a video a day for the next 30 days. Today we're going to talk about the blue rose method, finding your blue rose to discover your hidden potential, your hidden gifts. Now imagine you're standing in a garden, just a regular garden filled with red roses as far as the eye could see. Then out of nowhere, off in a distance, you see a blue rose, and it's beaming and it's shimmering, and it's like calling to you. But you're looking at thinking, blue roses don't exist. Where'd that blue rose come from? It's unique. It's one of a kind, just like you are. It's a unique, one of a kind expression of who you are. Blue roses are considered enlightenment, enchantment. If you watch that Game of Thrones, you see at one part somebody gives Darcy a blue rose, because it's also the meaning of new beginnings. And when you discover who you are, and it doesn't matter if you're 35, 55, or 75. For most women, we don't really look into who we are until we get into our 40s and 50s. You know, we got the kids off to high school or off to college or out the door. Our careers are becoming more settled, we're more leadership. You know, we become CEOs, COOs, marketing folk. And we start becoming self-aware, reflective, trying to figure out, how did I get here? And what are all the boo-boos, all the little bandages on my soul? So the blue rose helps you find it, because remember, you're not meant to fit in. We all try to fit in, but you're not meant to fit in. You're meant to be your best version of yourself. And you know, we always talk about becoming your most powerful self. That most powerful self is already here. It's within you. It's pulling it back out. It's dusting it off. It's shining it up and saying, there you are. I recognize you from when I was a child, or I recognized you when I was in college, or, you know, because we still pop up every once in a while, but it's always, I recognize you, but now I want to live in you all the time. And that's what happened when I was on the side of the road back in October 2022, and I had that blue rose moment where all of a sudden I got it, and I saw who I'm supposed to be, who I am. And it completely reframed everything. For the past 2 years, I've been becoming more and more self-aware, and I want to share this with you. And I wrote a book, the Blue Rose Bookstore, I can't point my finger right, Sanctuary for Your Soul, that talks about Annie's journey to find her blue rose, because it's a journey. It's the steps we take to become more self-aware. It's the steps we take to rediscover who we are, who we really are, not who we've become and the jobs we have or the relationships we have, but who we really are. And we all know who that person is. We just kind of push it to the side. Because you see, most women spend their whole life searching for their purpose, trying to figure out what's right. And they're chasing money, relationships, validation, being told they're good enough, being told they're smart enough, being told they fit in, because our whole life, especially in our childhood, we've been told, no, you don't fit in. No, you can't do that. Especially women of my age, you know, if you're 50, 55, 60, 65 and on, you went through all the battles where, oh, you can't do this, and no, you can't do that. So you go through those battles and try to figure it out. But at some point we stop and we listen. So in this episode, we're going to talk about what a blue rose really means, which I've already done. Stop looking around. Stop looking out there for your blue rose. Your blue rose is here. Your self-awareness is here. Your greatest power is here. Instead, we try to get it from other people, and you're not going to find it that way. So, as I said earlier, when you feel lost, it's because we've been conditioned that way. We've been conditioned to believe that we're not up here. We're kind of like right there. We should be home cooking dinner. Now, you know, generations have changed, so still cooking dinner and taking care of the kids, although there's more support here. But when you get up here and you're making more money, there's where we have problems. There's where the rubber meets the road. So we start searching, and we're searching out there. You know, if you can see my library, I have so many books searching for the answer. And I realized in October 2022, the answer is here. We all have our blue rose just beautifully, just waiting to bloom. But we don't trust it. So your blue rose is something that you're told doesn't exist, shouldn't exist, but it does. And who you are is reflective whenever you get into something and it lights you up, when you feel like, I really get this, I really like this. That's when you're in your blue rose. When you're happy and you just feel like this is where I belong, that's your blue rose. But we often, especially as women, we often think, well, that can't be it. I can't be that happy. Or my favorite, I can't make money baking muffins. I can't make money making baby blankets. I have a friend, if you followed me, you know this story. I have a friend who makes high-end baby blankets, and makes a killing. She makes 7 figures. Now, when she started, she made baby blankets for everybody, at a reduced cost. But then she started up leveling, and now she does very high-end baby blankets and does well. Don't minimize or marginalize your gift. Don't say, I could never do that, because you can. And for a lot of you women, you're leaders now. You're leaders of companies, you're leaders of businesses, you're leaders of your family. It's time to take leadership of you. It's time to say, this is what I really want to do. I love doing videos. I could do videos all day long. I love helping guide women to find their blue rose, to rediscover who their calling is. I love it so much. I just reintroduced my 6-week course. It's on my website. I just reintroduced my 6-week coaching, one-on-one coaching, because I love watching that light bulb moment, that moment when women are like, oh, I get it. This is what I really want to do. Yeah. And for a lot of women, it's just right next to what they're doing. They're neighbors. What they're doing is here, but they really want to do this. They really want to serve this audience, or they really want to do this. But a lot of times it aligns with where they are now. Now, I have some, it doesn't align. What they're doing now is not even close to what brings them a lot of joy, but it brings them a lot of money. And when we're younger, we need the money. We want to make money, and we want to check the box. I'm a big box checker. Oh, did that, bam, did that, bam. Until somebody looked at me about 6 months ago and said, do you ever really celebrate your accomplishments? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, really? Because I think you check the box, you kind of look and say, and move on to the next one. And I realized she was right. I've never sat back and looked at what I've accomplished and thought, wow, I've been too busy trying to go on to the next and the next. That doesn't serve me. That doesn't allow me the grace to enjoy what I'm doing. And that's what too many of us do. We're so busy taking care of the family, taking care of the husband, taking care of the kids, taking care of the wives, whatever we're taking care of, that we forget to take care of ourselves. We hear the overused thing when you're on a plane to put the mask on yourself. You know to do that, and we still don't do it. How many times you heard that? When you're on a plane, they tell you to put the mask on yourself, and we're all like, yeah. And then 2 minutes later, it's like, do you want my mask? Or, here's my last cookie. Do you want my last cookie? Or here's my lunch. Do you want my lunch? Because we've been programmed to give. And we don't like to receive. Because when we receive, we feel like we're greedy. We feel like we're self-centered. We feel like it's all about us. Well, that's not true. That's bullshit. You're allowed to receive great things. You're allowed to celebrate what you've accomplished. That's your blue rose moment. But when you find your blue rose, it's like you just know you're in the right spot. But it can change. What your blue rose is today, you might be like, I'm in the best job ever. I own my own company. I do this. And I just coached a woman. She owns her own company. And she looked at me. She's in her very early 50s. And she looked at me and she said, you know what? I started this company. I love this company, but it doesn't fit me anymore. She goes, I want to go do something else. I'm like, then why don't you? She goes, what would everybody think? She goes, I made great money. I'm like, what do you care? What do you want? And I always tell people, I work in senior living. I work in assisted living. I always tell people, if you want to see what regret looks like, go to an assisted living community, go to a nursing home, go to a senior living community, go to an active senior living community, and you will hear what regret looks like, especially from women that, are 80, 90, 100 years old. They will say, I wish I would have taken that trip. I wish I would have taken that job. I wish I would have left my husband. I wish I would have married this guy. It is like a wish. Because they didn't have the faith in themselves. They didn't have the courage. It was a different generation. They're expected to get married and stay with who they married the whole way through. If they got a divorce and remarried somebody else, it was kind of frowned upon. But usually the second marriages did a lot better than the first marriages. They wish they would have taken a trip to Europe. They wish they would have gone to college, all of it. And when you get about 60, 65, 70, and I'm 67, so I'm starting to be reflective. Did I accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish? And that's why I'm going hard this way. I founded an association for assisted living. I helped build assisted living. It's great. It's wonderful. But now I want to teach women everything I've learned. All the heartache, all the baggage, all the crappy things people said, and all the stuff that ended up me being when I was 35, I was filled with such bravado. I was badass. I remember sitting in a meeting one time and somebody said something to me and I said, "We'll never let that happen." I sit there now and think, where'd that girl go? You know, people are like, "Oh, she's cocky." No, she wasn't. She was confident. Or, "Oh, she's a bitch." No, she wasn't. She just knew who she was. But over the years of being demoralized and being criticized, people love to criticize women. Love, love, love it. All that stuff, it just kind of eats away at your soul. But we're going to work at the end of this 30 days, and who knows, I might do a video a day for the rest of my life. Who knows? But we're going to help you find your blue rose. We're going to help you rediscover who you are. You're going to heal your past, rediscover who you are, and you're going to kick ass because you're going to start doing what you really like. And if you're doing what you really like, but you're not monetizing it, or you could be bigger, or you could be smaller, whatever, we're going to work together and help you get there. Because this is your time to decide who you want to be, not who society says you're going to be, not who your husband, wife, children, teachers, parents. This is your time to decide who you want. And that's when you find your blue rose. You find that rose here in your soul that is calling you and telling you it's time. Okay, so I hope you like this. Like I said, I'm doing a video a day. This is day 3, so you can catch up the other ones. They're posted on YouTube. I'm going to post the first couple over on Facebook. Then I'm going to move them over to my Facebook group. So in a couple of days, everything will be posted to my free Facebook group, Find Your Blue Rose, and YouTube. Hope this helped, and here's to you finding your blue rose.